Then on Sports Central, we go for a college football game preview and prediction on the Week 1 matchup between the Colorado Buffaloes and the TCU Horned Frogs, two teams that couldn't have been more different in 2022. Colorado was 1-11. This team was nothing more than terrible last season, but this team has had a lot of noise this offseason. Coach Prime coming in. This is the start of a new era in Colorado, and their first matchup, not going to be an easy one. They're taking on TCU, a team that was one of the biggest surprise teams I've ever seen. They went to the college football playoff, made it to the national championship game, lost to Georgia, and here we are again, TCU at the start of 2023. And this team does have a couple of question marks, but still a team that's expected to be good in 2023, and this is definitely a big stage for both teams to kick off this season. We'll be going for a full game preview and prediction on this matchup here today. Let's get started. This matchup being on the Saturday of Week 1, Fort Worth. So TCU is the home team for this one. Morning kickoff as well, 11 a.m. Central. Spread's going TCU by 3 touchdowns. It's no secret. I mean, TCU is going to be a heavy favorite in this one, and if you look at Colorado, you'll see why. This is a team that is very much different than last season, a totally different team than what we saw last year with the transfers, coaching changes, everything. This is a totally new team, which can be a good thing. I feel like for a 1-11 team last season, that might not even be a bad thing. But, I mean, point being, this is going to be an inexperienced team this upcoming season. That's definitely something that could cause some issues for this team, especially in the early parts of the season. So, I mean, I wouldn't have super high expectations for Colorado heading into the season. We'll see real quick whether this team is any good at all in their first couple of games. But, I mean, especially in this one, going on the road to TCU, it's not going to be easy, especially with the Horned Frogs being the favorite as they are. Series history, TCU leads at 1-0. We saw this matchup last season. TCU won it 38-13. It's insane because you think back to that matchup last season between these two teams. TCU had expectations of maybe getting 6 wins tops. I mean, last season they had low expectations. Turns out they went to the national championship. In Colorado, there's a little bit of optimism around this team. Maybe they could get close to a bowl game, but turns out couldn't be further from the truth last season. But your stat comparison, Colorado last year just was bad all around statistically. TCU, a really strong team offensively, 9th in points per game, rush yards a game, 25th with Kendre Miller, who was an incredible running back, and Max Duggan obviously had an incredible season. What Max Duggan was able to do, I mean, it's pretty insane. You think back to his first year at TCU, he was considered one of the worst quarterbacks in the country, or I'd say worst starting quarterbacks in the country. Turns out he really put up an incredible season in 2022 to finish out his career with TCU, and he's now on to the NFL, and Kendre Miller is as well. So it's a different offense this season for sure. It's not going to be quite the same. I mean, also lost Quentin Johnston, who was incredible last year. So this offense will be different. Defensively, it's going to be different as well. So TCU, I don't know if I've got expectations for them to be a big national contender again this year. Maybe they surprise people again, but I just don't see it happening. I think this is going to be a good team, but not quite on the same level that we saw last season. But your key points, Colorado 1-11. This is a new era under Deion Sanders. I mean, it's pretty insane the amount of noise this team has had this offseason after going 1-11 in 2022. But this is a totally new team with little experience, and that's a big reason why this team should have low expectations heading into the season. I mean, it's really tough to compare it to anything, but you could honestly compare it to like an expansion team in a way. I mean, you're bringing all these players together from different places. They've really never played with each other, and you expect them to have success in year one. It's probably not going to happen. So for Colorado, could they be good in the future? Maybe even a Big 12 contender in the future? Probably. I do think Coach Prime is an excellent coach. We saw that at Jackson State, but for year one, it doesn't look too good for this team. But for TCU, coming off of an incredible college football playoff run in 2022, I mean, they lost some key players for sure, but still a talented team. I mean, for TCU as well, I mean, this is a team that is going to have a lot of attention at the beginning of the season. This team was just in the national championship. This is a huge opportunity for them to get a statement Week 1 win against a loud team in Colorado, a team that's had a lot of noise this offseason. And so for TCU, I mean, expectations are a bit conservative for them as well this season, I think, especially for myself. But I do think that this is a big game for them to get off on the right start. And by the way, the Big 12 wide open this season as well. TCU could very well win it this season. They didn't last year, and they very well could have. K-State got it in the end, but this could be TCU's year to do it as well, for all we know. But with that, let's get to the prediction now for Colorado and TCU coming up here week 1. And in this one, I got to go with TCU. 35-10 is my predicted final score. I do see TCU dominating this one. I think we maybe see more of a lower scoring game than some might expect. I'm taking the under with 45 total points. The over-under is 59.5 for this one. So, I mean, you consider that, I do think we see more of a lower scoring matchup. I don't see Colorado scoring too much with their offense right now. I think Colorado's kind of going to be in a mess, especially the beginning of this season. The probability, I'm going 85% towards TCU. I honestly would be stunned if Colorado won this game, but I mean, that would be insane if Colorado won this game, though. I think that'd be an incredible sign of the future for Colorado if they were able to do that, especially on the road. But I've got TCU covering the spread, winning this game in the end. I think TCU is just simply put the better team right now. Colorado being as new and as inexperienced as they are, I just don't see them really standing a chance in this one. But with that, appreciate you guys watching as always. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this one. Stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. I'll catch you on the next one.